Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today's story follows the heartfelt journey of Huyen and Dae, a love tested by hardships, misunderstandings, and painful moments, yet strengthened by patience, trust, and unwavering commitment. From the emotional wedding ceremony to the sincere vows and the peaceful beginning of their married life, this story reminds us that true happiness is not found in perfection, but in choosing to stand together after every storm. Huyen and Dae's union is not just a celebration of love, but a testament to healing, resilience, and hope for the future. If you enjoyed this story and love meaningful, emotional narratives about love, family, and life, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring you more touching stories like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. After countless storms and silent struggles, the long-awaited day finally arrived for Huyen and Dae. The day their love would be honored and sealed in a wedding filled with warmth, sincerity, and deep emotion. The ceremony was not extravagant in its decorations, yet every detail carried meaning, reflecting the journey they had walked together. Soft sunlight filtered through the venue, illuminating rows of white flowers and gentle greenery, creating an atmosphere both peaceful and sacred. Family members and close friends gathered with quiet smiles, aware that this union was not merely a celebration, but the reward of perseverance, patience, and unwavering belief in love. When Huyen appeared, dressed in a simple yet elegant white gown, time itself seemed to slow. Her steps were calm, but her heart carried years of memories, moments of doubt, tears shed in silence, and nights when she wondered whether happiness would ever truly come. Yet in her eyes now was a steady light, a confidence born from having endured and survived. At the end of the aisle stood Dae, waiting for her with a composed posture that barely concealed the emotion trembling beneath. His gaze never left her, as if the world around him had faded, leaving only the woman who had chosen to walk beside him despite every hardship. For Dae, this moment was the culmination of promises made in the quietest hours. He remembered the days when circumstances pulled them apart, when misunderstandings tested their trust, and when responsibility weighed heavily on his shoulders. Standing there, dressed in a tailored suit, he felt not pride, but gratitude. Gratitude for a love that did not abandon him at his weakest, and for a woman who believed in the future they could build together. The past, with all its pain and lessons, no longer felt like a burden. Instead, it became the foundation upon which this new beginning stood. As Huyen reached him, their hands met gently, yet firmly, as if to confirm that this moment was real. The air seemed to soften, filled with unspoken understanding and quiet relief. This was not the excitement of a fleeting romance, but the calm joy of two souls who had chosen each other after seeing every imperfect truth. In that simple gesture, the chapters of sorrow closed, making room for a life defined not by fear or regret, but by shared strength, mutual respect, and the promise of growing old together. The wedding, in that instant, became more than a ceremony. It was a turning point, a peaceful pause where the past released its hold and the future opened its arms wide. Surrounded by those who had witnessed their journey, Huyen and Dae stood ready to step into marriage not as dreamers, but as partners who understood that true happiness is found not in perfection, but in standing together, hand in hand, no matter what lies ahead. As the ceremony continued, the most meaningful moment unfolded, the exchange of vows that would bind Huyen and Dae as husband and wife. The space grew quiet, as if every breath in the room paused to listen. There were no grand speeches or rehearsed words, only voices shaped by experience and hearts speaking with honesty. When day began, his tone was steady but filled with emotion. He spoke not of flawless love, but of commitment, the kind built through patience, responsibility, and choice. He promised to stand as Huyen's shelter in times of uncertainty, to protect her not only from the world, but from loneliness, doubt, and fear. His words carried the weight of a man who understood that love is not proven in easy days, but in the willingness to stay when days grow heavy. When it was Huyen's turn, her voice was soft yet unwavering. She held Day's hands tightly, as if drawing strength from the connection they had fought so hard to preserve. She spoke of trust reborn, of learning to believe again after disappointment, and of choosing partnership over pride. Huyen promised to walk beside Day in both light and shadow, to support his dreams without losing her own, and to remain gentle even when life tested her patience. There was no hesitation in her words, only clarity and resolve, shaped by a past that had taught her the true value of loyalty and understanding. As they spoke, memories flickered through the minds of those listening. Family members recalled moments when the couple stood on the edge of separation, when circumstances threatened to pull them apart. Friends remembered late-night conversations filled with concern, advice, and hope. To witness this exchange of vows was to witness transformation, the quiet miracle of two people growing beyond pain and choosing love not as an escape, but as a responsibility. Tears glistened in many eyes, not from sadness, but from recognition of a love that had matured through hardship. When the officiant pronounced them husband and wife, a wave of applause swept through the room, warm and genuine. Smiles broke out, mixed with laughter and relief, as if everyone present shared in the victory of this union. In that applause lived countless blessings, wishes for peace, for resilience, and for a future filled with shared purpose. It was a collective acknowledgement that this marriage was not built on illusion, but on truth. As Day gently placed the ring on Huyen's finger, and she did the same for him, the symbolism was clear. These rings were not merely ornaments, but quiet promises, circles without beginning or end, representing continuity, forgiveness, and renewal. In that moment, the world felt both smaller and stronger, held together by the simple yet profound act of two people choosing each other, fully and without reservation. As the ceremony came to a close and the celebration gently unfolded into the evening, Huyen and Day stood side by side, no longer as two individuals walking parallel paths, but as husband and wife beginning a shared journey. The soft glow of lights reflected in their eyes as they looked out at the gathering, family laughing, friends embracing, familiar faces filled with warmth and relief. There was a quiet sense of completion in the air, not an ending, but the calm certainty that something fragile had become whole. The noise of the celebration faded into the background, leaving behind a deep awareness of togetherness that neither of them had ever felt before. In that stillness, the future no longer appeared as something distant or intimidating. Instead, it revealed itself through small, tangible images. Simple mornings shared over breakfast, evenings filled with conversation after long days, and moments of silence where no words would be needed. Huyen imagined a life shaped by choice rather than fear, where home was not defined by walls, but by the presence of Day beside her. Day, in turn, saw a future grounded in responsibility and care, knowing that love would require effort, patience, and humility, but feeling ready to embrace all of it. Their marriage, they understood, would not be untouched by challenges. Life would continue to bring unexpected trials, moments of exhaustion, and difficult decisions. Yet, unlike the past, they would no longer face those moments alone. Every burden would be shared, every success multiplied by the joy of having someone to return to. The strength of their bond lay not in the absence of conflict, but in their willingness to communicate, to listen, and to forgive. This understanding gave them peace, a quiet confidence that no matter how uncertain the road ahead might be, they had the tools to walk it together. As the evening deepened, Huyen and De moved among their guests, accepting congratulations and gentle embraces. Each kind word felt like a thread weaving them further into a community of support and love. The celebration was not extravagant, but it was rich in meaning, filled with laughter that came easily and moments that would linger in memory long after the night ended. In every smile directed their way, they felt affirmation that their union was not only accepted, but deeply cherished. When the final moments of the wedding day arrived, Huyen and Dev found themselves once again hand in hand, ready to step forward into the life waiting beyond the celebration. The wedding had marked a promise, but marriage would be the daily act of honoring it. With hearts steady and hopeful, they embraced the truth that happiness is not found in perfection, but in choosing each other again and again through every ordinary day and every extraordinary challenge yet to come.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Live Single RV. Vậy là câu chuyện của chúng ta ngày hôm nay đã khép lại tại đây. Trong câu chuyện ngày hôm nay của chúng ta thì Huyền và Đệ đã có một ngày tổ chức đám cưới của chính họ rất là vui vẻ, hạnh phúc với sự chúc phúc của rất là nhiều người. Đệ và Huyền đều hiểu rằng cuộc sống hôn nhân thì có rất là nhiều khó khăn và đôi khi cũng sẽ có những mâu thuẫn nhỏ, nhưng cả hai đều đã sẵn sàng bước vào cuộc sống hôn nhân và sẵn sàng sát cánh cùng nhau vượt qua mọi thử thách gian khó này. Và một điều rất là đáng quý ở Đệ đó chính là việc Đệ coi bé May A, con riêng của Huyền và chồng cũ đúng như con gái ruột của mình vậy. Điều đó khiến cho Huyền cảm thấy là rất là hạnh phúc và bé May A thật là may mắn khi có một người bố mới như Đệ. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn về câu chuyện tình yêu của Đệ, Huyền và cuộc sống của họ cùng với bé May A sẽ còn được kể ở các video tiếp theo. Các bạn đừng quên bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh sẽ nhận được thông báo mới nhất về câu chuyện sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh Live Single RV vào lúc 16 giờ giờ Việt Nam nha. Xin cảm ơn, xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn vào ngày mai. Bye bye. See you tomorrow everyone. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you.